happening 24/7. Sergio here. Looking forward to seeing you this weekend. I did want to clear up a few things and make sure there are some details that you know before you come to church on Saturday. First of all, there's been some confusion on what exactly I do at 24/7. Am I the lay pastor? Am I the lay leader? Am I an elder? So since we don't really have a good title for me, I thought I'd come up with my own. And so I feel like I lead, I guess you could say, or I am the minister of X, irritated Catholic, Adventist, and non-denoms. I think that's what best suits my skill set and really what I do at church. So it's a little bit of a mouthful. You can remember that. Minister of X, irritated Catholics, Adventists, and non-denoms. Or you can just shorten that and say Mexican for short. Minister of X, irritated Catholics, Adventists, and non-denoms. I think that works. I think when people ask, like, what does he do? It's like, oh, he's the Mexican. Oh yeah, that makes sense. So it's very exciting. This weekend, we're going to start our new sermon series called Based on a True Story. Now, this is going to involve 3 testimonials from people in our congregation. And we do want to warn you that these testimonials, there's some little rough patches in there because this is real life. And so these testimonies are going to be PG-13. And so what we have provided is that there will be a children's service during the sermon. If you're not comfortable with your child maybe listening about, some drug use or some accidents and talking about, things that maybe you don't want your kids hearing, we will provide the opportunity for your kids to go downstairs with, of course, Sister Lucia, who's going to be taking care of our kids for the children ministry. And then also a lot of you have asked, I can't be here this weekend. I already had a planned trip and I really, really want to be able to hear these testimonies. So we're actually going to be filming them as well. So that way, if you just happen to miss it on Saturday, then we'll have it provided for you where we put them, whether it's online or something, depending on how comfortable those are with their testimonies. We'll figure that out later, but at least they'll be filmed and they'll be available for you to watch. So with that, I'd like to welcome you. It's going to be very special these next 3 weeks for these, not for just those giving their testimonies, but for us as a church, because we want to be open and we want to show that we're not all perfect and you don't have to be perfect to come to church. That's not what God's call was. God's call was to come to help and save those who need helping. So I will leave you with that. And right after this, I will show again the trailer for the sermon series based on a true story. So as always, peace out.
I'm Jeannie and I am a 24/7 Christian.
I'm David Hendricks and I'm a 24/7 Christian.
My name is Jonathan Ray and I'm a 24/7 Christian.
Life for me was pretty cool, just growing up. There was a split family and mom and dad, and I had 2 older brothers, and things were normal until something pretty drastic happened when I was 13.
In the early 90s, I was a registered nurse at Western State Hospital and enjoyed my position there, had a nice family. I had a beautiful wife, still do. Two lovely boys, Kobe, you know, and my son Sean.
Life for me growing up was pretty good. Everything really with my family was great. I mean, I came from a split family. My parents got divorced, they got remarried, and to be honest, I mean, they're extremely happy today. Grew up with a family with grandparents that were very active in the church, with the Adventist church, actually just in Kirkland. And went to church a lot, learned a lot, but it didn't really have the relationship that I would have today at all.
Someone really close to me and my family introduced me to drugs and alcohol. For me, it was really normal. I just thought that that's how people live their life.
I asked my son Kobe, he was about 6 years old at the time, if he wanted to ride in my rickety Datsun B210 hatchback car with me to go home. This was in Tacoma and we lived in Auburn. And we had just bought a nice Thunderbird, which my wife drove, and it had a working heater in it, which was the lure for Kobe. He really wanted to be in the warm car going home.
Met this amazing girl, Naira. She actually approached me the first time we met, but it just hit off really well, very, very quickly. Had a great relationship. We'd been dating for, I think, for a couple of years, and I knew it was time to propose. So at the time, thought I did something big and amazing. Looking back on it, she deserved a lot more, but it worked out. She obviously said yes.
I started going to a alternative high school and met my best friend. She asked me somewhere in that time frame if I wanted to start going to church with her. And so I said yes. The main reason I was encouraged to go to church with her is I got a glimpse of her family life. And it was something I wanted.
But I tried to coax him into coming home with me, but he said, "No, I'd rather go home with Mama in the T-Bird with the heater. Your car's cold and seat belts don't work." So I finally let him off the hook, let him go. Started on the road home, late at night, raining, cold.
I was excited. I was ready to do it. I was really nervous. There was a lot of me that was unsure because it was kind of the unknown, but I knew that I wanted to do it. And so we went forward with the details, and you know, again, my family, my mom and my dad had divorced, but I thought for sure that growing up that was just not going to be for me.
The pastor came over to talk about what it entailed to be baptized, and so I told him that I wasn't going to quit drinking, quit smoking, or quit having premarital sex. And you won't believe what he said.
At that time, I approached the top of a hill to go off my off-ramp. And little did I know that on the other side was a drunk driver in his car with his lights off, coming up my off-ramp and heading towards me on my side of the freeway. And we met at the top of the hill at 80 miles an hour.
It was not going to be divorce. My grandparents have been married for 50-some years. They've been a tremendous influence on my life and my upbringing. And you know, I'll tell you, it's when growing up, if somebody would have ever told me that I would put my marriage in jeopardy, I would have said they were crazy. We got married, we took the vows, and I thought for sure that nothing was going to happen wrong. Life would be great. Unfortunately, one day that kind of all changed.